Hey guys, so in this video I am going to run down my top choices for quick growing crops. Now these crops, I'm going to do two sections. The first section is going to be between 31 and 60 days from seed to harvest. And then the second group is going to be seed to harvest in under 30 days. And yes, there are crops that do that. So during these times when maybe you might be a little bit concerned about food security or supply chain issues, or whether you're just a new gardener and want to have some crops that grow quick to give you as much confidence early on as possible, these are all going to be for you. So let's jump right into my choices. We'll start off with the group that takes between 31 and 60 days to mature. And the first choice for me is cucumbers. Not only do cucumbers grow fast, but they can be eaten fresh or they can be pickled and eaten throughout the winter. Now, I was looking back and I don't have any videos on cucumbers. I can't believe it. So in April, every week in April, I'm going to be doing a complete growing guide on a different vegetable or fruit. So make sure that you're subscribed and hit the bell so you have notifications for that. But every week in April, those will be out, and cucumbers will definitely be on the list. Cucumbers are not only quick growing, but easy to grow. Now, in order to keep them more pest and disease resistant, let's say, I suggest growing them vertically up some kind of a trellis. And I will be including that information in the complete growing guide. My next choice would be okra. Now, okra might be an acquired taste. I don't know if okra is well known outside of the South, and people like me who come from the South, at least my family does. 3 out of 4 of my grandparents are Southerners, so I grew up on fried okra. And there is no better way to cook okra than battered or breaded in some cornmeal and then thrown in a pan of bacon grease or even avocado oil. But okra takes about 60 days to mature. And okra is great because you can fit a lot of okra in a small space. You can also enjoy their flowers before they actually fruit. Their flowers are beautiful. They really look like an ornamental plant. Now, there's also different colors of okra. Last year, I grew orange okra, Jing Orange from Baker Creek. And then there's traditional green okra. There's red okra. So a lot of variety there, and it is really good for you. It's very good for your digestion, okra is. So if you haven't tried it before, give it a try. Another crop that is going to take around 60 days to mature are bush beans. Runner beans take a little bit longer, but bush beans mature more quickly. My favorite varieties of bush beans, well, it used to be Blue Lake, but lately I have to say my favorite variety are the dragon tongue beans. I get them at Baker Creek. Bush beans are great because they are super productive on a small plant, so you can really pack a lot into a small space. There is a variety called Top Crop that can be ready in 45 days. You can also cook them fresh or you can dry them. Now, to keep beans producing, you need to pick them when they are relatively young and keep picking them. Don't stop. Don't take a break. Make sure they're always picked. Just when you see the beans inside the pod start to swell just a little, where you can barely make out the little lumps, that's when it should be picked. If you let them go too far, the bean plant's going to think it's done its job, it's made its seed, it's going to take a rest. So keep those picked very young. My next choice would be beets, and those are going to take less than 60 days, probably about 50. My favorite variety is Bull's Blood. It's a really deep red beet that it grows very fast, and the greens, the tops, are edible, and those are ready in possibly 30 days. My favorite size beet are about golf ball size. The bigger they get, the more woody and earthy tasting they are. So if you can keep sowing the seeds, maybe sow some seeds every 2 weeks, you'll have a long succession of golf ball size beets to enjoy and not have to let them get too big. The greens can be cooked just like spinach. They can be boiled. They can be cooked, wilted down in some fat. My favorite way to eat them. But they're really nutritious and they're very tasty. They don't have quite the iron aftertaste that spinach has. Now moving along to another root crop, carrots are ready in about 50 days. Now we're talking smaller carrots, like the finger carrots, little Parisian round carrots. Those types are quicker maturing than the bigger, fatter, longer carrots. Again, like with beets, the tops are edible. You can chop them up. They taste very carroty, so they can go into salads. Carrot tops are great for making broths like chicken broth, bone broth. Throw the tops in. They give it a mild carroty flavor. Now, if you've had a problem in the past getting carrots to sprout, I have a video on that I will link down below. There's a couple of different ways, little secrets to use, and I've heard great reviews from you guys on those 2 secrets, and that they've worked really well for you. Now we're starting to move into the 30 days or less category. Spinach takes about 30 days. It's a fast-growing, healthy crop, and it actually can be cut and come again. So you just pick off the outer leaves as they mature, leave the plant there, and it will keep producing. Spinach is a cool season crop, so right now, as soon as you can get out there, and even when there's still a little bit of frost, you can plant spinach. It's frost hardy. If you live in a warmer climate where weather's going to start heating up soon, don't bother trying it because it will bolt very quickly. If you want to try it though, and your warm season is coming rather quickly within the next 30 to 60 days, plant it in some shade, and especially afternoon shade, and that will help it to last a little bit longer. Now there are some spinach alternatives out there. I tried one a couple of years ago, Malabar spinach. I wasn't too fond of the rubbery leaves. The taste was okay. It tasted fairly similar to spinach, but I could not get past the texture of the leaves. I know there's a few other options out there. If you guys have tried any of those, definitely list them down below in the comments. Now, cut and come again lettuce can be ready in as little as 25 days. This is not head lettuce like an iceberg or a romaine. This is leaf lettuce, the ones you can pull the outside leaves off and let them continue to grow. And just like the beets, if you plant some or sow some seeds every couple of weeks, you're going to have a successive harvest from now until the weather gets quite hot and it starts to bolt. With lettuce, just like spinach, if you want to put it in some afternoon shade, partial shade, it's going to last longer before it bolts. Radishes are one of the fastest growing, definitely the fastest growing root crops that you can grow. And a lot of people think of radishes as just a kind of a garnish to a salad, a little bit of spiciness to a salad. However, they can be cooked the same way you cook other root vegetables. Cut them in half if they're large, roast them, coat them in maybe some avocado oil, some olive oil, roast them in the oven. And if you roast them, they lose almost all of their spiciness. They're kind of like a little bit of a watery potato. If you cook them longer, it takes a lot more of the water out. And you can season them with herbs just like you would roasted potatoes, and they're a really great, quick alternative. Low carb too. Arugula is a crop that's going to be ready in 20 days. I mean, that's just a little over 2 weeks. Arugula is great in salads. It adds a little bit of a punch to your salad mixed in with some lettuce. It's also great used instead of basil to make a pesto. Arugula flowers actually can be thrown into salads to add a decorative quality to your salad, and they give a little bit of zip to the salad as well. This is another shade lover. It will grow fast even in the shade. Arugula, it's also called rocket because it grows quick and it goes to seed quick. So you want to keep picking it, keep it cool to keep it producing. But it grows so fast that, again, sow a succession crop. And when it starts to flower, let it flower. It's gonna attract some beneficial insects, especially early in the year when there's very little flowers for beneficial insects to feed on. All right, how about a crop that can be ready in 7 to 10 days? We're talking microgreens. And I mentioned these a lot, but microgreens are super healthy, quick growing. You can grow them anywhere. They don't need full sun. A bright window will be fine. They can grow in a teacup with no drainage at all. They can be grown on a paper towel that's kept damp, or they can be grown in a little pot of soil. They can be grown anywhere. They're easy, and they're just the quickest thing that you can grow to get some nutrition from your crops in 7 to 10 days. All right, if this list was helpful, please comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.